Hello everyone, my name is Unger to the Max, and as I said in the previous video, I hope all of you are staying safe, I hope all of you are staying healthy, and I hope that watching this video gives you a few minutes of a distraction from the outside world. And the weird part about this whole thing is, usually in a time of crisis like this, we can turn to sports to escape the outside world. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So, it's very weird. Although what I'm doing is, I am watching old games like NFL Games of the Year 2013, or NFL Games of the Year 2014, 2016 NBA Finals, or 2013 NBA Finals, casting them onto my TV from my iPad using AirPlay. But, before I get into today's video, let me start by saying this. You think you know a person, right? But they could be hiding something, or they might be wearing a mask. Like on the outside, let's say they say they're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but in reality, they're a closet Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm just using that as an example. Or, on the outside, they could be wearing the San Francisco 49ers mask. But in reality, they're a closet Seattle Seahawks fan. There are fans like that who wear a mask, but in reality, support a different team. It happens all the time. So, I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, so, wanted to get into today's video. So, this is just going to be kind of a general video for today. So, I want to start with this. Tom Brady, as we know, or maybe you don't know, is no longer with the New England Patriots. He is now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And no host team, I should say, has ever made it to the Super Bowl. And who is hosting the Super Bowl this year? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, I'm not going to make the bold prediction that the Buccaneers are going to become the first team in the history of NFL to make it to the Super Bowl in their own stadium. No, I'm not going to do anything that crazy. But what I am going to say is that we're going to find out this season, was it Tom Brady or was it Bill Belichick? Who was the main guy behind the success of the New England Patriots? I say success in quotation marks because they cheated. So, how many of those Super Bowls are actually legitimate? Maybe 3 of them? I don't want to get into details about all that. Anyway, we really are going to find out. Was it Brady or was it Belichick? Can Brady go into a new team, learn a new offense, learn the tendencies of brand new receivers, although he had to do that pretty much every year in New England, but get comfortable with a whole new offensive line, a whole new run game, and X, Y, and Z? Can Brady make that adjustment? Or transition, whichever word you want to use. I think you're fine using either one. But we're really going to find that out. Is it that Tom Brady was a system quarterback that just, where the circle peg fit perfectly in the circle hole? Or was it that Belichick and Brady were just able to get, was it just that Brady and Belichick were able to work together and create a winning culture? We're going to find all that out. Now, if Belichick can take the Patriots to the Super Bowl with a quarterback room of Jarrett Stidham, the quarterback who the Patriots drafted in the 4th round of last year's draft from Auburn University, War Eagle, Brian Hoyer, and I forget who the third guy is off the top of my head, but if Bill Belichick can lead the Patriots to the Super Bowl over Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Ben Roethlisberger, Deshaun Watson, although we'll see about Deshaun Watson since Houston traded DeAndre Hopkins to Arizona pretty much for a ham sandwich. So we'll see. And maybe Baker Mayfield. Maybe. The Browns have made a lot of good additions. They added Austin Hooper. They added Jack Conklin. They added Case Keenum to be a backup quarterback and perhaps push Baker Mayfield. And they added Kevin Stefanski as new head coach. They added Alex Van Pelt as offensive coordinator. Which brings me to my next point, okay? Kevin Stefanski ran his offense a certain way in Minnesota. But when Alex Van Pelt was with Cincinnati, the Bengals ran their offense completely different than what Minnesota did. So, whose offense are they going to implement? Are they going to implement the style of offense that Kevin Stefanski used in Minnesota? Or are they going to implement the type of offense Cincinnati used? You know, that's something that interests me. Like, when you have a head coach from one system and the offensive coordinators from a completely different system, whose offense gets implemented? And how does that all work? I don't know. That's, like I said, this is just a general vlog for today. So, next point. I don't know about you, but when a series is ended short of going a minimum of 6 games, it leaves you with questions. Like, what would have happened if there was a Game 5, a Game 6, or a Game 7? It feels like if it's a 4-game sweep, like what happened in the 2007 NBA Finals, like I said, the Cavaliers didn't belong in that series, but it makes you wonder, like, what would have happened if, if the series was extended to a Game 5, a Game 6? Like, if the 2013 NBA Finals had been cut short of a Game 7, that series would have felt very unfinished. But again, as I said in the previous video, LeBron James, if it hadn't been for Ray Allen's 3-point shot towards the end of that game, which tied it and sent it into overtime, LeBron James doesn't have the legacy he has. That 3-point shot by Ray Allen was a huge part of LeBron's legacy. And on that note, the NBA needs to change this rule. Because what happened is, the referees... Okay, the Spurs were out... Let me explain this. The Spurs were up 3. They take Tim Duncan out of the game, leaving Chris Bosh as the main big. I believe it was LeBron James who shot the 3. He missed it. Chris Bosh gets the offensive rebound, kicks it out to Ray Allen for what is clearly a 3-pointer, and of course Ray Allen made it. But the referee, and again, San Antonio did not have a timeout. But what did the refs do? They called for a review to make sure it was a 3-pointer. What did this allow San Antonio to do? It allowed them to huddle and design a play. Although it didn't work because it was just Tony Parker going the full 94 feet, trying some crazy shot. But still, teams should not be allowed to huddle during a replay review. They really shouldn't. Because if one or both teams don't have a timeout and the referees initiate a replay review, you're giving the team that doesn't have a timeout a free timeout. What? I'm sorry, but that's total bullshit right there. You can't do that. You just can't. And then one last thing. Why does it seem like the parody of a series is never as good as the original, although there have been a couple exceptions. Like, the 2015 NBA Finals were good, but the 2016 NBA Finals were absolutely fantastic. But then the 2017 and 2018 NBA Finals were just blah. I mean, even if J.R. Smith didn't have his blunder in Game 1 of the 2018 series, the Cavaliers wouldn't have won that series anyway. Even if Cleveland would have won that game, it probably still would have been over in 5 games, I'm guessing. And then the 2013 NBA Finals, as I said, were absolutely fantastic. You had Game 1, which was down to the wire. It took a last-second shot from Tony Parker for San Antonio to win. And then Games 2, 3, 4, and 5 were essentially blowouts. And then Games 6 and 7 were extremely close. But then you get to the 2014 NBA Finals, and San Antonio pretty much took apart Miami in 5 games. I'm surprised Miami won a game. And something interesting. In the 2013 NBA Finals, Danny Green set the record for the most three-point shots made in the NBA Finals. I believe it was 26 or 27. But the Spurs lost that series in 7. Fast forward to the 2016 NBA Finals. Steph Curry breaks Danny Green's record for the most three-point field goals made in the NBA Finals. But what happened? The Golden State Warriors, the team which had a record-setting 73-9 regular season, blew a 3-1 series lead, and of course the Cavaliers would go on to win the championship. So maybe you don't want to be the one that sets the record for most three-point shots. I don't know. So that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, click the subscribe button and click the like button. Also, click that bell so you'll get notifications of when I upload new videos. I might even make a second video later today. So be on the lookout for that. But I can't make promises. But until next time, this is Unger to the Max signing off. And stay safe. And stay healthy. Wash your hands.